Okay, welcome to Blender tutorial 2.77, and this tutorial is going to be a remake from 2.74 on making a palm tree. I've had some comments that the palm tree tutorial is out of date, and it is. I've gone back and found that a lot of the things aren't in the areas that they should be. So I'm going back and I want to make this easy on everybody. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to lay a plane down. I'm going to scale it up. It's about right there. It's fine. Tab, hit W, and we're going to subdivide it 8 times. Hit A. Then we're going to select the vertice. Then we're going to hit O and G. And that will give us the proportional editing. We're going to create a little mound like that. Because why not? Palm tree will sit on the mound, right? Cool. So now we're going to go and tab out of that, and we're going to go to Shift A. Next, we're going to go into curves. Oh look, it used to be called the sapling, but now it's called add a tree. Okay, you can barely see the tree, but that's no problem. Go to bevel and give it a resolution of 4. Now, I'm going to zoom out. Now, check this out. Look how high it is. No problem. First, we have to deal with the ratio. We want a thick base, and so how you do that? Well, 0.03 on the ratio. We want a thick base, skinny top. Next, we need to bring it down. So let's bring it down to about right there. Whatever you do, don't click on this and then go do something else, because what's going to happen is you'll lose all this information and you will be stuck with this tree. And you don't want to do that, especially if you've gotten really far. Okay, that said, let's go on to the next step. Next, we're going to go on to branch splitting. Now, we need a base size, so we need to put it 0.76. What does that do? Well, that just changed this up here. This is going to create our beginning of our palm tree. If you all have seen this before, on palm trees, it has a thick base and then a skinny top, and then it opens up. Okay. Now that we've created that part, we need to go down to skip all this down here and go down to down angle. Leave this at 90. Now, we're going to make this 18.72. Across from that is going to be 5.6. Something happened there. Negative 5.66. And press enter. Okay. Now that we have that going on, we want to go under the 18.72 and make that a 0. All this is different. there was curvature in these. So we're not going to deal with that right now. So this is done here. So now we're going to go to branch growth. And we're going to come down to where it says curvature. We're going to leave it at 0 up here. But we're going to change this 40 to 52.55 and check what else it does. Look at that. Now it just started splitting this. Now, you can continue to pull it and do it that way, or you can leave it at 52.55 and leave it alone. So now the next step on that is underneath 52 is 116.84. We're going to hit enter. Okay. Excuse me. Now underneath that is going to be 82.50. And I believe this, on the back curvature, it is 3.15. This gives it a bend. Palm trees are not straight. Going to leave that as a 0, and we're going to put this at 4.32. Going to give this a resolution of 5 for all of these. So now we have a nice little bend. Now let's go back up and you can start bending these around like that, depending on how you want your palm tree to look. So now we can go up here and start bending this down like that. Okay. Next is the leaves. So we're going to go to the leaves. Show leaves. Awesome, right? But we want rectangles, because the leaves are not hexagonal. On the leaves, we're going to make them, we're going to make it 10 for right now. This is going to be a cylinder, right? And these two numbers are going to be 0.42 on this one, which gives us this nice thick base here. And I'm going to make this 0.03. Check that out. Now we're starting to get what looks like a palm tree. And you can mess with the leaf bend, but we're not going to do that. So now let's start adding leaves to it. Look what we're getting. Right? But if you do that and then you go, we're going to leave it at 25. Because what's going to happen is we're going to go up to, I believe it's pruning. No. Is it branch splitting? Because, yeah. And we're going to hit level 3. And look at that. Just created a palm tree in 13 minutes. And why is the stream not streaming? Come on. What's up with this? Okay, so now we have the palm tree left. For some reason, the stream kind of like froze up. But anyway, back to the palm tree. Now, we have created the palm tree that we want. Now, if you don't like how these are turned in right here, you can go back up and go to branch growth, and you can mess with the curvature. It's slowly messing around with the leaves. And I prefer to just leave it like that. Okay, so now let's select that and select the leaves. Now we need to go to Object. We need to convert it to a mesh. So now it should be a mesh. And now it's a mesh. So now let's select this. Like that. And let's add some loop cuts in the tree. Okay. The reason we're doing this is it will help with making the palm tree it'll make it able to handle the textures a little bit easier. Okay. Now that I've done that, we want to go up here and this is separate. Say this. Do not join this yet. The reason you don't want to join it yet is because you need to put color on this still. Now, let's go ahead and select this, and we're going to smooth it down. Okay. Select this and smooth it. Now, we got a pretty nice looking tree going on here, but now we need color. So let's start with the base first, which is the ground. I'm going to add a new color, but first I need to go to cycles. New color, Then I'm going to go to color and turn it to image texture. Then I'm going to open it up and find one of my mini textures that I have. And I want a nice sand texture, and that will work. Okay, next we're going to split this, not that way. Split this, bring this to the side, and I want to change this to a image editor. Okay. Now this should have your soil already set. So we're going to go into, on this side, we're going to go in the top view. Going to hit Tab and A, that way it's all selected. Then we're going to hit U, and should be able to unwrap it that way. Yes. So now, when I want to check it out, should have some sand going on here. So you know what? And we need a light. So let's go back to solid. Let's bring in our light. Go up to the lamp. Turn this to a sun. Make this 0.001. And then we want it to be a node. Let's make the strength at 3. And let's bring it up like so. Okay. Now I should be able to see the sand a little bit better. Let's also give it a background that's lit up. So let's zoom in. Awesome. Got a nice sandy beach with a palm tree on it. So let me go back in here. And I want to spread this out more. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, that looks more realistic. Now that we got that, let's go back to solid. And let's select the trunk. Now, this gets a little difficult with the trunk. So let's select that, hit new, and I'm going to go to image texture. Going to go to open, and then we're going to go to the desktop textures. And do I have... I guess I'll go with this one. No, actually, I think I like that one better. Let's try that. Now, let's select all that. And this is why I told you not to join this, because if you join that, then the leaves would have turned to the brown color that it's about to turn into. Also, before before you do that, on the beach, make sure that this is assigned this color. Because I probably just changed it. No, I didn't. Okay. So we're going to give this a label sand, so we know what it is. And we want to assign it, because if you don't assign it, then you're going to change the trunk, and you don't want to do that. So now let's go to the palm tree. Make sure it's selected. Got to change this to bark. Okay. Now comes the part that gets hard, because you got to fit all this in here. So the trunk is selected. Now we need to unwrap it. But we can't unwrap it that way, so let's try smart projection. Not really, because it's cutting it in half. That's better. So let's see. Can I spread it out? Is that the X or Y? Okay, it's X. You're not going to see this up here really, so I wouldn't be really too concerned. So you can bring it down. And should be getting something in the sense of a palm tree. So let's make that wider. And let's bring it in again. I want to bring this down because this is where it gets difficult, because you're trying to get this texture to look good. Now, what happens if I bring this down? What would happen with that? No. Can I bring this down? No. Alright, this is trial and error here, because sometimes it just doesn't want to do what you want it to do. And let's bring it back in. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay. And proportional editing on. That's what it is. Sometimes I can help you with proportional editing. All right. Let's leave that alone. That looks decent. Looks like, looks like a palm tree. Trunk. So let's go ahead and sign it. It's good to go. Now let's get out of this. And let's select the branches. Or the leaves. So we're going to hit new. And then we're going to do the same thing. Go to image texture. Then we're going to go to open. And you want to find something that's somewhat, it's green. I found this to work out pretty well for me on my last tutorial. So let's go ahead and select these, and we're going to unwrap it. Please don't crash. No crashing. Did it crash? No, okay. I'm going to save this. Make sure you save your work. CG palm tree. Okay, it did not collect. Let's see what happened. Did it do it? Oh, it did. So there is that part of the palm tree. Pretty sweet. We've created a palm tree in 30 minutes. Now, once you get better at it, it'll go faster. But let's see why. Okay. I just want to make sure that, wondering why it's not projecting. Okay, those are the branches. I want the leaves. Okay. All right. Now let's see what. Change the sky to kind of a bluish color. See what we have so far. Okay, we've got a beach, we got a palm tree. Okay, are the leaves selected? Yes, they're selected. This is selected. There we go. Now we're going to select these here. Let's bring it over like that. Hit that. Alright, so we just scaled it up. And we want to scale it on the, what is this, the Z? Take proportional editing off, that would help. Bring it on the Y and the X. Now let's see what we've gotten so far on that. That's much better. Okay, and then we got a nice shadow. Now that we've gotten that, let's get out of here. We want to select this, all that. We want to join them together. Now that we've got the colors, we need to join them together. So now, when I select this, the whole tree should come along. There we go. Now we're going to do Shift D, and we're going to make another tree right there. And going to turn it kind of like that. Yeah, let's leave it there. Let's do another one. Shift D. Let's turn it over here. Let's bring this one in more. Let's give this down more. Okay, we're done with this here. So now that we've gotten this, just take a look around. Okay. Now, we want to put our proportional editing on. We want to select. Make sure you're out of the tree. All right, select this. And we can give it a nice little bend like that. Check that out. Cool. All right, select this tree. It's doing the same exact thing. Whoops. Make sure you're not selected on the tree. Let's make sure you select the whole thing. And proportional editing is on. No tree is completely straight. And let's grab this one. Let's grab this whole thing here. And let's do the same thing. Let's bring this out so I can control this. And let's give this a turn. I don't like that. Like that. And let's bring it out there. Right. Now, let's check out what we got. Those are some palm trees there, I'd say. So guys, we've created a palm tree using the 2.74 method. There have been some changes, yes, but they are pretty good changes because they're a little bit more stable and things don't break as easy as they did last time. Okay, now they've created all this. You can create a beach, you know, add some boards that washed up, put put water back here, whatever you need to do. This sun definitely needs to be a little bit more shiny. There we go. Let's bring the strength up. Whoa. There we go. Nice. Got a nice shadow. I think too bright. Okay. So that's how you do a palm tree tutorial. And I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something. There was nothing skipped. There was everything that I did is live. So if there's any questions, just leave a comment and I will try and help you figure out what went wrong. But this is the brand new 2.77 version Blender, and we're using the 2.74 method that I used to make my palm tree tutorial from, I think it was 2015. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the other side.